What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another videos, and today we're gonna cover the mini shed which I just finished. And also so I decided to let the some of the few early projects for free. For now they're gonna be in Patreon, but I'm gonna move them in GrabCAD when they finish. There's only 3 things left, but I'm gonna cover that later. So yeah, it's available for free now on Patreon, and So now let's discuss about. Let me show you. Here it is, structural off-grid compound, and it's all gonna be for free. So. And I don't know if you need to log in also. I'm not sure about that, but you can get it from there. And right now it's 1.1, but I'm going to upload. It's going to be 1.2 right after this, after I finish this video. So just show you where I'm at here. So mini shed. Now I can show you also the blueprint fully. So that's going to be nice. 5-page. There's 250 screw, by the way, like the whole thing. Plus 36 for the roof. That, by the way, this is the order on how it is. Like you get you get your bulkhead, then you get your T, then you get a nipple, then you get your valve, because the valve is female, by the way. I put it there, female. You may have valve that are male, so if it's male you'll have to kind of change this. That's what it is. It's the order. And then you get your what is it again, like 14, yeah, a compression tube fitting. Everything is 3/4 inch. This is galvanized steel, right? No lead free, so you want to check that for leaching. This is brass, this is copper. I believe these are stainless steel, the one that I choose. And this mesh also, you have to check for the material. Everything here needs to be lead free, so no lead leaching. Food safe for the barrel, very important. Yeah, so let's just go see what it is. I did the change, like I said. I wanted to change this, and I managed to have all the rafters to be the same exact board on top and below. So these are all the same. Yeah, 7 board. You got everything in the blueprint. Something might be missing, but all the boards and all the cuts are there with their quantity. And again, it's all dimensional. But yeah, it's pretty good. I managed to also put the this board flush with the back, which was not the case. There is no pocket screw except a couple of one like this. You know, I just did. I guess you can just highball it, and like these ones, these 2 here, like you can see it here. There's only a few ones like in some corner, like this one. But I always make sure to go on X-ray vision and make sure that, you know, they're not touching. So for the water collector, there is 5, I believe. Yeah, 5, and they're overlapping. I really follow like a actual installation video about how to install these roofing thing, and they basically say you need to let 2 high peaks and overlap them. And so I did this. So the measurement of this is accurate. The screw is like a special kind of screw, and also the screw needs to be installed on the peak because water doesn't go above it. You know, the water would just drip on the low end. So that's how you install this. And I made it simple. I only put 4 boards, 1x2s, right on and spread it out. And in real life, you would probably spread out a little more here, and only 36. So I was like, okay, that's you know, you buy a box of 50 and you're okay with this. This is, I believe, 2-inch. You basically have a rubber seal on it and a washer. I think the washer come with the screw. So you need to check for lead. Very important. Everything needs to be lead free, including the pipe, everything basically. I would recommend stainless steel or galvanized steel. I think that's what I would recommend. This is in PVC. Also, PVC is not recommended for leaching. So leaching, again, like it's chemical leaching in the water. You don't want to do that. So also, preferably, if you can have a barrel that is in stainless steel, I mean, that would be just extremely expensive. But I guess one of the solution that I find was some sort of PBA. I think it's PBA free, a food safe 55-gallon barrel. This also is PVC. Like I was saying, it's like, okay, so you get galvanized steel. That's the overflow, right? So I don't expect that to be in the water. In fact, I'm expecting this to be like maybe just a little bit above the actual water because they're connected, right? So the water would just equalize. So that might not be useful for, but it's there for in case there's a heavy rain, the overflow is gonna pass through this, and I guess you can make it a little more complex by adding a T there and have the overflow somewhere else on a sort of hole in the ground, I guess, or some sort of ditch that you can dig that would carry that water away. Other than that, it's very simple. I mean, you should be able to find like a T there. You should be able to find a valve there, 3/4. Everything should fit. In your hardware store, I would recommend to ask the people there, although sometimes they're not very useful. Other than that, that's a reducer. It's a 1/2 inch, by the way. This is 3/4 to 1/2. And so you need a 1/2 inch hose that would fit into that. Other than that, I think we're pretty good here. Structure is even simpler. All the screws are there. I did some alternating, so as you can see here, this board is attached there. The other board is attached there. Everything is 2.5, 8 gauge, number 8, 2.5. And yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I think it's complete. I don't think there's anything to add. The only thing is, like I said, like when you buy this, you make sure that there's no lead as well as everything. So galvanize, you might leach a little bit of zinc, but apparently that's not a big deal. You just have to really, really make sure there's no lead in any of these components. Basically, I would just test it for everything. I put everything here in brass and copper, and these are stainless steel, like I said, so that's pretty much it. Simple, easy. I did a little bit of research and I was expecting something a little more complex, to be honest. But as I was discussing with artificial intelligence about like a safe way of doing this, we were just talking about material and like what are you going to use for the roof, for the gutter, for the tank, the distribution. Everything needs to be in a non-leaching material or something that's not gonna cause harm, I guess, long term. So this is a viable solution long term. And yeah, there's nothing exotic in anything. I'd say the most exotic part might be that bulkhead thing, but I don't know, everything is 3/4 inch, so I would say this is basic plumbing equipment. Like you don't get any leach with the PVC here because it's the exhaust overflow. So putting deck screw, like I was recommended in the other videos, just using deck screws, and this is not a hard cut, I guess, to do. It's just a simple notch. I think you could do that with a circular saw. 7 times, you copy everything. It's all a copy. That's the kind of mentality I have. I just want to reuse, standardized material, nothing exotic, nothing that like would require machining. Let's discuss about what's next. Basically, the hothouse and the sauna, I'm gonna try to do it at once. They use the same screw. It's the same thing, except the sauna has an inside basically, and a hole on the side. I don't know what your wood stove is gonna be, the height or whatever, but you're just gonna have to just, when you get your wood stove and you're ready to go, you just find yourself a good spot. Anyways, so there might be just 2 video left. These 2, and then we'll finish with the tent. As far as these concerned, personally, I think it's finished. The sauna is, what kind of material are you going to use inside? Like, in my mind, I'm going to use cedar. I don't know if it's the best, but that's what I'm going to use. The outside, I would use spruce, but that's me. That's what I intended to do. Maybe the other thing is maybe the door is not so could be better, I guess, but the screw are going to be the same. It's going to be number 8 2.5 for everything. These are 1.5, by the way. So for this, you see, these are also 1.5, and if I hide this, you see, I've also been using these 2.5, number 8 2.5 for these 1.5, so they're perfectly fine. So I think I'm just gonna use the same screw for literally everything. Number 8 2.5, and by the way, they're not 1x3s, they're 1x4s. I don't know. I changed it recently, I think. Yeah, 3.5. Other than that, that's pretty much it for this video, just to show you the finalized version. And I had to do the entire model over again just because of this cut here. I have to redo the entire thing. It was like one of those things, like you build something, but because you kind of screw up in the beginning, you have to start over again. That was pain. It took me the whole day, but that's what it is. So I guess that's gonna be it for me. So give me a like, give me a sub if you want. You can get the entire project for free now on Patreon. And again, like I said, it's all going to be free in GrabCAD when the whole thing is finished. This is version 1.2. It's 1-2, but anyways, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and have a good one.